Hi, this is Abby with Happy Little Mystic, and welcome back to your free self-paced tarot course. In today's lesson, we'll be learning all about card number 21, the World. This will be our final card in the Major Arcana section, so we can wrap up our journey today with this lesson before we move on to the Minor Arcana. If you've missed any of our other lessons in the tarot deck so far, you can check those out in the playlist link in the description box below. And if you're following along with our tarot workbook, if you open up to the Major Arcana section, you will see that there is a place to record all the information to fully understand the World card. So the first thing we'll notice when we look at our World card is this dancing woman in the center here. She is without clothes, and this again is symbolizing purity and truth. She's dancing gracefully here inside a large wreath. She's holding two batons or wands in each hand. And this wand actually matches the wand that the magician held in our first card of the deck. So these wands here are representing balance, control, and this harmonious flow of energy. Her dance here is showing celebration of completion, freedom, and this integration. She has been through a lot in this journey, and she's now celebrating the end. The wreath is a large oval and is symbolizing the cyclical nature of life. So this infinity and continuous flow of energy. It also resembles this almond-shaped aura, and that's representing spiritual enlightenment and the union of opposites. The wreath is made of laurel leaves, if we look closely, and that's a classic symbol of victory, success, and honor. We'll notice that positioned in each of the four corners, we have these figures representing the four fixed signs of the zodiac and the four elements. So we have our lion, and this is representing Leo, fire, courage, and strength. We then have our bull, and that's symbolizing Taurus, earth, stability, and perseverance. We then have our eagle head here, and this is representing Scorpio in its highest form, as well as water, transformation, and vision. And finally, we have our angel or human face, and this is representing Aquarius, air, intellect, and communication. So we'll notice the background colors of this card are very light and neutral. This is symbolizing clarity and transcendence. The other colors here are vibrant and popping, and this is indicating vitality, life force, and this joyful energy of completion. So this card here, card number 21, being our last card in the Major Arcana section of our deck, is all about completion and wholeness. It's the end of a major cycle or journey. It's everything coming together perfectly. There's this integration of balancing opposing forces and elements. This harmony of body, mind, and spirit. There is success and achievement here, this recognition of accomplishments and readiness for a new cycle. We also have this cosmic unity, so this connection to the universe and understanding one's place within the bigger picture. I like how this woman is being circled here by this wreath, almost as if it's a spotlight showing where she fits in this overall journey and bigger picture of life. It's this freedom and celebration here as well with the dancing. Moving over to the zodiac sign section, the World card is ruled by the planet Saturn. And Saturn is the planet of structure, discipline, mastery, and time. It governs completion of cycles, karma, and the lessons of maturity. So all key themes in the World card. Saturn's energy is supporting the world's message of integration and achieving mastery over challenges. For the zodiac signs, we're going to go with all of the fixed signs here. So we have Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And each of these signs is representing stability, endurance, and completion. So it's definitely matching the World card's theme of wholeness in this finality. If you ask a yes or no question in a reading and the World card shows up, the answer is yes. It's signaling the successful completion of a cycle or project. It could be indicating achievement, wholeness, and positive outcomes. It is a very harmonious card, so it's suggesting that everything is coming together perfectly. So the answer is yes, there should be no worries, it's all going to work out. It could also indicate new beginnings or a fresh start is on the horizon after completion. If your question relates to timing, however, the world showing up could be indicating or suggesting that yes, but wait until things come full circle. If the world card shows up in the upright position, the keywords are completion, fulfillment, integration, achievement, wholeness, harmony, success. Perhaps it's indicating travel or a journey's end. Definitely celebration and new beginnings. Because once this journey ends, it indicates that there's another journey behind it. There's another way for you to learn and evolve in your life. There's a new chapter beginning. So basically, the World card is signaling the successful completion or cycle of your journey. It's reflecting a moment of wholeness and integration. It's showing where all the lessons you've learned have come together. And now you may be feeling at one with yourself and the universe. So if the World card shows up in the upright position, it's this card of achievement and fulfillment. It's indicating you've reached an important milestone or goal. And it also points to a balance between the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual realms. And we get that with our 4 fixed signs and 4 elements here. This card is encouraging you to celebrate your accomplishments while also preparing for the next chapter. So as I stated earlier, we've completed our journey, and often that will lead to new beginnings, to the next journey. If the World card shows up in a career or finance reading, it's a very positive and powerful sign. It could be indicating completion and success. You're reaching the end of a significant phase or project with great success. It could indicate recognition and achievement. Perhaps your hard work is paying off and you may receive a promotion or an award or public acknowledgement. It could also indicate that new beginnings or new opportunities are coming your way. So completing this cycle is now opening doors for fresh challenges, this growth, or even new careers. The World card could also symbolize global or expansive reach. So there could be a possibility of travel, international work, or expanding your professional network. The World card could also be stating that you're feeling aligned. So perhaps you feel integrated with your work and your life purpose. So the message here is you are coming full circle in your career and finances. Celebrate your achievements and get ready for new opportunities and growth. If the World card shows up in a love or romance reading, it is a very positive sign. And if you're in a relationship, it could be indicating this harmony and fulfillment. So you and your partner may feel deeply connected and aligned, as if you've come full circle. It could indicate leveling up. So your relationship milestone may be approaching. So maybe there's a commitment or an engagement, or the next step in your relationship is happening. It could also indicate this shared growth. So perhaps both you and your partner have grown individually and then together. So you've created this balance and mature connection. If you're single and the World card shows up in a love or romance reading, it could mean that you're feeling whole on your own. So the World card is suggesting that you've reached a place of self-love and completeness. It's making you ready to attract that meaningful relationship. Perhaps you're meeting someone on your wavelength. So you may soon connect with someone who matches your energy and your values. And it could also indicate that past lessons have been integrated. You've learned from past relationships, and now you're ready for a love that reflects your growth. The World card could also indicate this spiritual or karmic connection that feels meant to be. And if you happen to be healing from a breakup, the World card could tell you that that is the end of one chapter and you're now leading to this new beginning in love. The message here is you are whole and love reflects that wholeness. So celebrate how far you've come and trust that love now arrives in its highest form. You've made it to the top. You've endured the journey. Moving on to the numerology section of our workbook, the World card is number 21. And 21 in numerology breaks down to the number 3 when we add the 2 plus the 1. And that root number 3 carries this energy of creativity, expression, this synthesis and growth. So with the World card, it's suggesting a creative rebirth after completing a major life cycle. It's reflecting the idea that with each ending, there is this birth of something new, which is our number 3. Our 2 in the 21 is all about balance, relationship, and choices. It's harmonizing the dualities before we close the door. The 1 in the number 21 is all about new beginnings and this individuality. So you've grown into your full self at this point. When we combine them with the 3, we have that creativity and joy, this joyful rebirth after integration. And then finally, the number 21 stands for mastery, completion, and unity. It's that full circle journey of the soul. So the world is at the end of the Fool's journey. It's the final card in the Major Arcana. So it's symbolizing the completion of a spiritual cycle. And then after the lessons of all the previous cards, the world is about wholeness, self-realization, and cosmic awareness. It leads you back to the Fool card and the start of a new, wiser cycle. The message here is you've reached the end of a powerful cycle. So with integrated wisdom and lessons learned, you're ready to create something entirely new from a place of wholeness. So although you are starting this new journey, because we've closed this chapter, you are now wiser and more aware, a whole new version of yourself. So then you shouldn't be afraid to take that leap of faith into the next journey because you are coming from a wiser place. If the World card shows up in the reverse position and you're choosing to read reversals, it could indicate this energy of completion, fulfillment, and wholeness is actually blocked or delayed or incomplete. So the keywords here are incomplete cycles, delays to success, or obstacles that are getting in the way. It could indicate feeling stuck or unfulfilled, a lack of closure, or an avoidance of lessons that you need in order to grow. So you may be so close to finishing something important, but something's missing. Perhaps a final insight, release, or action. If the World card shows up in the reverse, it could be telling you that there may be resistance to change or stepping fully into a new chapter. You could feel stuck in this repetitive cycle, unable to move forward or let go of the past. So when the World shows up in the reverse, the message here is that you've nearly arrived, but you have to fully integrate the lessons on your journey. And perhaps you could ask yourself, what truth am I avoiding? What am I missing here with these lessons that I've learned? So the reverse world isn't a failure. It's this invitation to pause and realign before the next chapter with their Fool taking that leap of faith. Moving over to the connections to other cards section, the World card can be connected to pretty much every card in the Major Arcana. Specifically, there are a few, though, that I'll pull out and go over. The first, of course, is the Fool card. The Fool comes at the very beginning of our journey with card 0. And then again, right after our World card as the ending point. It starts that new chapter, that new journey. So the Fool is beginning the journey with this innocence and curiosity, and then the World is completing it with wisdom and integration. It represents the hero's journey from this naive place to enlightenment. Some see the World as this graduated Fool, the same soul, just now whole. The World card can also be tied directly to the Judgment card through the themes of integration and transformation. So Judgment comes right before the World card in our Major Arcana, and it brings a spiritual awakening, reckoning, or call to a higher purpose. Then the World shows that completion of the awakening. It shows that the soul has risen and transcended, and the World is this realization of the call Judgment delivers. So one of these souls has risen up, and here they are now dancing, fully awakened. The World card is also connected with our Death card for similar reasons, in that death is the necessary shedding and transformation that clears the path. And then the World shows what lies on the other side of that transformation. It's the completion, rebirth into wholeness. So you have to go through this shedding to end up here, the wiser, risen, awakened form of yourself. The world is connected to our Magician card, card number 1. The Magician was the first to meet our Fool on their journey. The Magician's channeling the elements to begin manifesting. And then the world embodies the full use of all of those elements in harmony. So we start here and we end here. Both cards symbolize mastery, but the world is this integrated mastery, not just the potential that the Magician tells us we have. The Wheel of Fortune is also connected to the world. The wheel, if we remember back, is all about fate, chance, this turning point. It can be chaotic in motion. And then the world is showing this alignment, this culmination at the end, this still and centered feeling. So you could say that the world is what happens after you've learned to ride the wheel. And we'll also notice that the wheel has the fixed signs, just like the world. And these are the only 2 major arcana cards in our deck that have these 4 fixed signs in each of their corners. The world is connected to our Empress card, and the Empress nurtures creation in the physical realm, while the world is representing that divine feminine in her complete cosmic form. She's whole and fully expressed here, dancing in the sky. And then finally, the world is connected with our Hanged Man. The Hanged Man teaches us surrender and perspective shifts, and then the world reveals the enlightenment that follows that true surrender. So once we can go through this perspective shift, we're on our way to the world. Moving over to our personal insights and reflection section, a few things that I've listed here for the World card is that it represents this end of a significant soul cycle. It tells us that we've come full circle. It's a card of integration, so body, mind, spirit, and purpose. I like how the dancer here is free. She's wrapped in this purple cloth of wisdom. She's moving freely within the wreath, symbolizing this mastery within the confines of life. It really does feel like this ceremonial graduation when I look at this card. So I've noted that here. It's almost a level up in consciousness or readiness to enter a new dimension of being. And a couple of reflection questions that I've listed here in case you're interested in journaling about the major arcana. I have, where in my life am I feeling a sense of coming home to myself? What have I mastered? And because of that, what now can be released or celebrated? I love this card because it really honors everything that we've been through in our major arcana journey, our Fool's journey. So each lesson, each struggle is now woven into our being. There's a call here to accept our wholeness, even the parts that we once rejected. We're integrating those shadows. Through this journey, we may have outgrown past patterns and now we're aligned with this greater truth or calling. It really does ask, can we witness our past selves with compassion? And then how does that shape our next chapter? I also love when the World card shows up, it's this reminder that life is not linear. It's a spiral, and each completion of a journey leads to a deeper beginning of the next. Another piece I've noted here is really affirming to ourselves once we've made it to the world, once we've completed the Fool's journey, and just before we're moving into our next deeper journey or lesson, it's important to note and journal about what we used to be and now what we are currently, what we've learned about ourselves in this past journey, and what we're welcoming as we move into the next chapter. So now I'd like to move on to the other decks that I have and compare them to the Rider-Waite-Smith version of the World card. We'll start with the Wild Reflections Tarot deck. And I absolutely love the depiction here. It's very similar with our woman in the center. It looks as if she is laying on this beautiful bed of grass here. But now looking back to the original card, she could very well be dancing and emitting this love frequency, the green, just flowing all around her in nature. It's beautiful. I love that they have the 4 flowers here. And I don't know flowers specifically when they come to zodiac signs, but I would not be surprised if each one of these represents, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. That might be fun to look up. So she is definitely celebrating, serene smile on her face. Very nice. Our next deck is by Radleigh Valentine. It's the Guardian Angel Messages Tarot. And then this deck, card number 21, The World, is depicted with this very sweet looking older woman who's hugging the world. I love this. She's giving the world this embrace, this compassion, showing her wisdom with age, her beautiful angel wings glowing all around her. The words here we have are accomplishment, celebration, and completion. So a job well done hug. Very nice. We've made it. I love that. And finally, I have Radleigh Valentine's Angel Tarot cards. And in this deck, his world card number 21 is depicted by Archangel Michael. And Archangel Michael has shown up a few times in the Major Arcana, but I love that he's coming back for the final card as well. It says here, a job well done, joy, contentment, and gratitude, the path toward enlightenment. And I like the symbolism here. So we don't have the 4 corners with the fixed signs, but we do have the 4 elements here that are showing up. The fire, earth, air, and water. We have our infinity sign, the cycle that never ends. I love the wreath here. And another infinity sign. We have nature and water, but also these other realms, like almost as if showing the journey that we've had to go through to get to this point. It's beautiful, all the elements. He's also holding 2 wands here, very similar to our world card. I like that they kept that, showing that balance and transformation, tranquility, harmony. Very nice. Okay, so this is what I have for the world card. And in our next lesson, we'll be jumping into what's called the Minor Arcana. And that is the remaining 56 cards in our tarot deck. So if you're following along in our tarot workbook, you'll see that there is a section on the Minor Arcana. And the very next page is all about the suits. So in our next lesson, I will be going through briefly what each one of the 4 suits is all about. Our suits in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck are Wands, Cups, Swords, and Pentacles. So we'll go through each of those. After our suits, which go along with our 4 elements, we'll then be diving into each of the numbers. And I'll be doing videos about aces all the way up through kings. All right, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next one.